Dr. Anthony Fauci has reportedly sold the rights to his autobiography for just under $5 million. It's set to chronicle his life growing up in Brooklyn, his decades working at the National Institutes of Health and Infectious Diseases and Allergies in his bottom, and his many, many successes in the pandemic. Sounds like a real page turner. Page burner, more like it. His life story, is it really worth that much? Joining me now in studio, she's the co-host of Gutfeld on the Fox News Channel, author of the upcoming book, You Can't Joke About That, Kat Timpf is back. You also got $5 million for your memoir.
No, I got like half of that. No, I'm just kidding. I got way less than that, obviously. Nobody gets $5 million. You know what's annoying, in addition to him getting $5 million, is that he probably didn't even write it, right? What are the odds he actually wrote it?
There's no way.
Right? He has a ghostwriter. So essentially, he's getting $5 million to...
Talk into a tape recorder.
Right.
It wasn't a digital device. It was an actual tape recorder where
yes.
I need to see you push the record button.
And he might eventually have to read it so that, you know, a book about himself, which is his favorite subject. Yes. And then so he has to go on TV and talk about it.
Yes,
which, again, you know how much he hates that.
We're going to see him for 2 more years.
I know.
Worse than Groundhog Day.
Yes, I was just thinking, I actually thought I was starting to forget about him.
Yeah.
And he could tell. He could tell I was starting to forget about him. And he's like, nope, that's not happening.
So what did you write about in your book that is already better than what Anthony Fauci is going to write about?
I've actually one chapter about a certain medical situation that nobody knows about yet. You know all about it, which you're not the only one who knows some stuff about science. I learned a lot about science. And you will all learn about it when you order my book. It's so disgusting. You guys have no idea.
I'm surprised how much detail you go into about the incident.
I am too. I reread it. I'm like, oh, they put all that in there, and I'm like, yeah, well, I did write it. Because you know when you're writing a book, and you think like, oh, this is a nice chapter, and then you don't think about the fact that people are going to read about that.
Then you think you're done with it. You're like, oh, that was
it's
fun.
done.
I've externalized it.
And I'm like, oh, everybody's gonna know that thing that I publicly wrote about. So I'm going through a lot of that right now. I tell a lot of stories in the book. I tell a lot of very interesting stories in the book. That's one. Different breakups. I do allude to the man that I couldn't get rid of was living in my house.
I can't get enough. I mean, that once he didn't live with you that long. Well, you have enough stories about him that he could have lived with you for 6 years. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's wild.
He could have.
It's wild that one person delivers that much material.
I know. He just sat there and cried. I was like, if you're so sad, why don't you leave?
Yeah.
But no, he loved my in-unit laundry. Again, and I haven't shared everything. He's trying to write a memoir. How interesting is Anthony Fauci? What is he doing on the weekends?
Who's more of a liar, George Santos or Anthony Fauci?
I think that, I'm not sure, but Anthony Fauci's lies made me lose more than a year of my life.
Absolutely
like 2 years of my life. George Santos, I mean, it's not cool to lie. It's bad to lie. I hate politicians. They lie, they get away with it. Anthony Fauci's lies dictated policy that kept us all locked inside of our houses.
Will that happen with your book? Is there something about your book that people want to lock themselves inside their houses?
No, my book, when people read it, it's going to make you want to wild out. It's going to change your life. Everybody who reads it is going to be like, I've been playing it too safe.
Is it going to be like, are we all going to be like Amish teenagers on our Rumspringa?
Absolutely. May-induced Rumspringa. I would say that about my book. That should have been the subhead or whatever.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm glad Fauci didn't talk to you because he would have learned how to write a proper book.
Absolutely.
And his book's going to suck. No one should buy it. He should be forced to give back all that money to people who lost family members because of his horrible policies. But now people will get to live life in your shoes.
So, you know what? And you'll get a new lease on your own life if you. I'm dead serious.
Yeah, that's pretty great.
I think you will. You'll never look at a lot of things the same.
I can't wait for your book to come out so everyone can indulge. Kat, thank you so much.
Thank you.
There she is. Look how pretty.